Hi everyone, welcome to the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name's Steve Reeves and I'll be your host, and this is the first show of our new season. We've got a whole bunch of new, that's pretty good English there, a whole bunch of new great shows lined up. We've got all kinds of things. We've got all kinds of things to talk about today also. This is going to be our general help show. We've got two guests. We've got Harvey Schifrin, who he did the show last season, one of the hosts, and we have one of our new hosts on. We actually have three hosts on, and it's James DiMaggio. So we've got all kinds of great things. We want you to call in 861-6283. We're going to take a quick break, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Children are the largest group of Americans living below the poverty line. They have to reach higher for what others take for granted. Healthcare, balanced meals, encouragement to learn. But with help early on, children in your community can gain the skills to get out from below the poverty line. It takes programs like Success by Six and people like you to help them take the first step. Call to learn more. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
I am Hans.
And I am Franz.
And we want to boot
You up.
So join us on the American Computer Enthusiast Show,
Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
where we will answer all your computer questions for you little floppy men out there.
Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
So join us because we want to boot
You up. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. I don't know those two guys on that. I have no idea who that was in that commercial there. I have no idea. Anyways, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, and this is a live show tonight. This is our first show of our new season. It's September 14th, Tuesday. We used to do the show on Thursday, but they moved us over to Tuesday. So make sure you watch every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Call in with your questions, answers, comments, whatever you want. And the phone number is 861-6283. So you can call in and ask us anything. Today our show is going to be a general help show. DOS, we have hardware, we have software, operating systems, anything you want to ask us. The show is Stump Harvey. That's what it's going to be, Stump the Harvey Show. Okay? And we've got two guests. We have Harvey Schifrin. Like I said, he was one of our hosts from last year. And he'll host the show this year also. In a couple weeks, he'll do a show on, I think you're doing games, right?
Games.
And then we've also got James DiMaggio, and he's one of our new hosts, and he's going to be doing a show on the 28th, right?
That's correct.
And it'll be on networking. So he's going to be showing what, Lantastic, or just putting together a network? And
We'll have Dan Price from Lantastic, from Artisoft, which is Lantastic. We'll have some industry gossip, and we'll be going over just general basic knowledge of networks, how printing works, how file sharing works, that type of thing. If you need to know about networks, tune in the 28th. Please, I don't want to be here by myself.
Tuesday, 7 o'clock. All right, I guess we're going to start off. We've got about 1 billion things that I've written down here, things we want to talk about on the show. We want to make sure people call in. Again, the phone number is 861-6283. 861-6283. Call us and ask us any kind of question. Hasn't to do with computers. Try to keep it related to computers.
We'll take questions on pets, too,
Okay,
if we
pets
need to.
too. Okay.
Cooking?
Or marriage, cooking, anything you want. Okay, why don't we go through some of the things. We've got some new things. One of the hot new things going on today are the differences, the new PC DOS 6.1. IBM released here. Let me hold it up here. Can you see it there? IBM. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm on this camera. Can you see that? This is the new PC DOS 6.1. This is actually only a couple of weeks old, isn't it? And this is IBM's version of MS-DOS. And there's also a new MS-DOS version 6.2 coming out, right? What are some of the differences between this version and, say, for instance, 6.0 and 6.2?
Well, they corrected some of the problem. You've heard me on this show say 6.0 had some problems before. 6.1 corrected some of the kernel hole routines that were down in the command com.
The what?
The kernel hole routines. That's
Okay.
what they're called.
Okay.
Okay. It just means there was a big hole in the code where they jerked out Stacker to start with. 6.2 is improving upon that a step further. Bad item on the 6.1, they did not include the compression feature in the box. You got to order it. How do you do it?
Well, what you do is
How
you get a
it?
coupon, right?
Right, you get a coupon and you send it in, and when it's ready, they'll ship it to you. Or you can just kind of take your coupon and put it in your little floppy drive, and
It compresses that little thing.
it compresses it.
That coupon, at least.
Right,
It's
it
kinda
comes out very small, and
Right.
then you can send
Yeah,
it in
because I
safe
sent
on
mine.
postage.
I've had mine about 2 weeks, and I sent it in about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't seen anything. So I don't know if they've even started sending them out or what they've done. It says, I think, like 4 to 6 weeks shipping time or mailing time, but we'll see how that happens.
I mean, from what I've seen, Stacker has a compatible 3.1 version out that just
Right.
sits right on top of the double space. And I've been using it, and it's great. I haven't had a bit of problem with it. Whereas with double space, I had all sorts of things go funny on
Right.
it.
While we're talking about double space and Stacker and things, why don't you said that's what's it called? Stacker 3.1,
3.1.
3.1.
And I know that there's no version for OS2.
Right.
So you can stack your OS2 files. We have a version here for the Macintosh, which is I use this on my Mac because I have a Mac 2 that I've upgraded, and I have a hard drive in there. I thought I'd try it. It works great. It slows down a little bit, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a new hard drive for my Mac. But they have a version for the PC. I wonder if they'll have a version for NT. I don't know if they will or not, because what happens when you install NT, it does away with all your double space information.
That's correct.
So immediately your hard drive gets half as small again if you convert over to NT. I guess that's the next thing we ought to talk about. Or do you have anything else to say about DOS?
I think there's an interesting point here. Microsoft still says that DOS 6 doesn't have a problem, but they're beta testing 6.02. I just think it's humorous.
Right.
We didn't see a 5.1 because DOS 5 was solid.
Right.
But due to all the compression problems and so forth that they've had, they're having to beta test 6.2. One feature to look for, a general copy overwrite command. When you copy one file to another place and it has the same name, under DOS now it prompts you if you want to overwrite it or not. Good feature. Good job, guys.
Yeah, I saw in one of the magazines, I think it was like PC Week or something, they said the new upgrade to is it 6.02 or 6.2?
6.02.
It's going to be like $19.95, something like that. So everyone that's out there is going to have to buy a new upgrade if they want to keep up with all the new DOS upgrades. So you already got a caller. Let's take a caller here.
You lose a bet.
Yeah, I know. Jeff, do you have a question?
Yes. I'm considering buying a computer, and I'd like to know whether I'd be better off getting a Macintosh or a PC.
All right.
The advantages to each one.
All right. Since we don't have any Mac people on here, we can really, talk about PCs or no, I'm just kidding. I actually have both. I have PCs and Macs. I mean, I can give a pretty good example of either one.
I think, really it depends on what is it that you're going to do with
right.
it.
That's the first question. Like, what software you're going to use? Do you have any idea, like, what you're going to do with it?
Well, I'd like to do, like, my banking on it. I know you can do that on computer. My girlfriend goes to school, and she needs one to do her homework on.
Right. So are you going to do, like, word processing and things like that?
Yes, exactly.
PC.
Right. Well, it could be a PC, but I mean, if they're going to use it at school, if they're using a lot of Macintosh
Right.
software at school, then you might want to consider that. The Macintosh and the PCs both do good jobs at the basic functions, and big consideration is not only what type of software you're going to be using, but what type of software your friends are going to be using, so that you're all compatible.
Right.
Especially in the schools.
The data part of it is getting pretty similar. I mean, you can take disks from a PC and put it in the Mac and go back and forth with the programs that are available on the Mac. For example, like the being able to, I mean, they have programs that'll actually read the disks right off right from a PC to a Mac for any kind of program. Word processing, and the file format's almost identical now. So the prices of Macs have come way down, and the power has gone way up. I mean, you can get the Centruses, and the, Performas, and all the different, what's the other one? I can't think of it.
Quadras?
Well, yeah, but there's also another low-price one. I can't think what it is. But like the Quadras, those are the higher end that you'd want to use for graphics and CAD and things like networking and things like that. But as far as comparing apples with apples, little pun there, they're pretty similar as far, like Harvey said, I think it really depends on what you're going to use it for. But Macs are fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Macs.
Well, really what concerns me, it just seems like there's just so much more software for for a PC? Do you
Right.
think I get left behind buying a Mac? Is everything going to PC, or will the Mac market grow, do you think? Or?
Okay, we'll let James answer this one.
Okay, in the Macintosh market, there is a large base of software, but it's not as readily available as IBM software is in the PC market. They found that there's a larger percentage. I mean, Macintosh only owns, 8% of the market, and that's it. Versus 92% are thereabouts shared with PCs and some of the other little smaller ones. The question that I have, you said you were going to school. What are you going to be? Are you going to be an office manager? Or are you going into desktop publishing and graphics? Because there's different things. If you've got to know WordPerfect because you're going into a law firm, then I recommend you buy PC. Look at what you're going to do down the road as far as when you're learning the applications. They're similar, but if I'm used to running WordPerfect under Windows, I can run it better than I can Macintosh.
All right.
Thanks for your help, then.
Okay.
Okay,
helps.
thanks a lot. The other thing is, it also depends on, Windows, the interface is real similar. Windows, if you're using Windows
Close.
every day and you've got people that use Macintosh, you can go back and forth pretty similar. There are some differences as far as, double clicking and clicking and closing windows and things like that, but they're the learning curve on both computers is getting pretty small. So I think you'd have to weigh, like we were saying, the software available, what you're going to use, what you're going to do with it. But nowadays, they're pretty similar. I'd say they're pretty similar as far as what you
Sure. Obviously, the Macintosh is a favorite among graphic artists, etc.,
Right.
just because of the range of software available there.
Right.
But if you're just using it for the general purpose, either one is fine, just whatever.
But that's it's getting to be a harder and harder question to answer. It used to be, we were like pretty pro PC and just about everything, but it's becoming both ways.
What about software prices? What's going on in the Macintosh software price category? PCs, we're doing upgrades everywhere at nothing. $99. Is the Macintosh, I haven't been
Pretty
following
much
that
the
area.
same.
Is it?
Mhm,
Okay.
pretty much identical. We've got some more callers here. We have line 3. I don't know who this is. We have a question?
Yes, I have a virus question.
Okay.
You
You have a virus?
Well,
Does it itch or anything? Or
Pardon?
does it itch? Or-
No.
Okay.
I encountered the Stone 4 virus, and I used Microsoft antivirus that came with DOS 6.
Right.
It will not remove it. Is there something new? It'll cycle through the detected clean phase, but it will not remove the virus
You know about that?
Yeah.
for formatting of a level.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay, Stone 4 is a variant off of the Stoned category, which infects the boot sector of the hard drive. It transmits across floppy drives, but doesn't really do any damage to the floppies per se. The only way to clean it, or the best way, I'm not going to say it's the only way, because I'm sure Norton and some of those, McAfee, go with the McAfee. It's available on the HAL PC bulletin board, CompuServe, whichever. Try that one, and I think Scan will take it out.
Right. I was going to say, I think there is a fix for that, or a whatever you call it. Not a fix. Whatever you want to
It's a
call
clean.
it. A clean on CompuServe. I think I saw it the other day.
Okay, I'll look for it.
All right? Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Next thing. Why don't we bring up, we have about a minute and a half till a break. Why don't we start talking about Windows NT?
Yeah, that's what you ought to
Oh.
do with it. Throw it away.
Great. We better not do that. Microsoft's in town. They might be watching the show. Windows NT.
Try again, guys.
Let's say hot new product. I'm not sure if it's, it is
that,
a hot new
now,
product.
what is it? The NT stands for what? No thanks.
It is
New technology is
new
what it really
technology.
stands for, viewers.
It is a
Not today.
It's a pretty good program, but there's no software for it. There's only a few programs. I know MicroStation for the PC. MicroStation from Intergraph is available on the NT version. I don't know any other program for the NT.
If you don't want something that you have to play with and work out the bugs out of it, stay away from it for the time being, please.
Right. I installed this on my computer. I had Windows. I reformatted the hard drive. I thought, no problem. I'll just put on Windows NT. I reformatted the hard drive, put it on there, and I'm still playing with it. It's actually it's a great time killer program if you've got nothing else to do or whatever. But anyways, we're going to talk about this as soon as we come back from the break. This is a general help show, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
And to all this message reaches, don't forget about our beaches. Give Lynn a hand or fin. Come on, let's all pitch in. Don't mess with Texas.
Here's one time it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. Here's the other. Life's too short. Stop the hate.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, my name's Steve Reeves, and I'm the host tonight. Actually, it says it on the monitor right there. And this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. Today is September 14th, Tuesday. This is a live show. You can call in and ask us any kind of question you might have about computers, DOS, Macs, PCs, Windows NT, OS2, hardware, software. We are, what's the word? What's the word? We know everything. We know everything.
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent, right. I knew it was something
Omnipresent.
like that. So, omnipresent.
Omniscient.
We're omni everything.
We're omni.
We're
Not
actually
the magazine.
We're nerds. That's what we are.
Okay.
We can answer any question you might have. If we don't know the answer, we'll make it up. But we have, what we'll do is, the phone number is 861-6283, 861-6283. And this is the first show of the new season, so we want lots of people to call in. And there are shows every Tuesday, so you call in. We'll go over the shows later and what's coming up on the next couple of shows. And we've got Harvey Schifrin, and we've got James DiMaggio. They're actually two hosts that are be hosting the show in the next couple of weeks. And but we had them on as guests today so we can introduce them and show everybody the new host. James, you bought a new suit today just for the show?
Man, like Chevy Chase or Conan guy.
He looks good today, doesn't he? Anyways, let's talk a little bit about Windows NT here.
I'll take software they wouldn't put on my hard drive for $200.
Right. Is that what this is? Okay. Well, let me tell you some of the problems that I had. For example, I think they might have been having a race to see who can have the most disks, either Windows NT or OS2 2.1. This has 27 disks and a CD. OS2, on the other hand, OS2 2.1 has 25 disks or a CD. So this actually wins as far as the most disks, the most, things to put in your computer. But what happens is, for example, let's say I have this has exactly happened to me, a 46 DX250 with a MediaVision sound card and a Sony 31A. These are a lot of numbers here. 31A CD-ROM hooked up to the sound card. Well, you buy this, and all of a sudden, nothing works anymore. So what you do is it does have a driver for the MediaVision board, but it doesn't have the driver for the CD-ROM because it doesn't recognize your CD-ROM when it goes through a soundboard. So what happens is you immediately have to spend more money to make, hopefully the CD-ROM that you have has a SCSI adapter that's available. So you call up Sony, you spend $80, and you have them Federal Express a SCSI board for you, so that you can hook up. I talked pretty good there. Hook up the CD-ROM to the SCSI adapter. But they also send you a little bag of, what do they call it, jumpers. No documentation. So far, I've had a whole lot of fun with this. So anyways, so then what you do is, everyone asks me, how come you didn't load Windows NT with the CD-ROM? It'd be a lot faster than loading 27 disks. Well, the problem is you can't load the CD-ROM unless the CD-ROM works.
Well, it's like
you
a
can't.
director set for
Right.
software. Now, I guess that brings us to an interesting topic. I think it goes over a lot of the software, and that's, what is it with the software companies announcing a product or bringing it out maybe a little too soon and making us all the beta testers
Right.
for the product?
Right, I paid almost $300 for software that I can't even use. So
Actually, when they were selling the beta versions
Right.
and saying you can buy the beta versions and we'll
but
give
it
it to
does
you
have
cheap.
some advantages. The nice thing that I've seen, it has drivers for every single graphics board known to man. I mean, ATI, what are they? I can't even think of all the. There's 10,000 brands. It has every driver for printers and things. A lot of new drivers that weren't on plain vanilla Windows 3.1. It does have a lot of new fun features as far as
But now,
passwords and
Steve,
things
you
like
need to
that.
realize something. That Windows 3.1 is, what, 2.5 years old now?
Right,
There's been a lot of video cards and
Right.
printers that have come out since then.
right.
In a year, this one will be out of date, and then we'll be looking at Chicago 4.0 release.
But it's
you know?
multitasking. For my use, I would probably rather just have Windows 3.1 and Windows for work groups. For my uses, it's pretty much that's pretty much all I need. But anyways, I hope we didn't trash this too much, because it will be a good product sooner or later. Maybe Windows NT 3.2 or something like that.
No one will ever call us a shill for the software companies
Right.
again.
One of the things that I always admire about Microsoft is Microsoft gets the first product out in order to get it into the marketplace, and this just seems like this is opinion, folks. And then they come out with the second and the third one to get it right. If you look at Access 1.0 and now 1.1's out, you look at Windows 2.86 and then 3.0, then they got it right with 3.1. So I mean, and that's what we're looking at. This is the first test of this operating system, so be patient with it. If you're not willing to work with your system and to tweak it and have problems and so forth, don't load it.
And you
Just
really
stay away
need
from it.
like minimum 16 megs of RAM.
16 megs and a 486/33 minimum.
All right, we've got some callers here.
Go.
Diane, do you have a question? This is
That's
Kyle.
Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Okay, Kyle.
Okay.
Can we call you Diane? No, never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I was having some problems with my hardware. I can't load software anymore, and I've tried replacing the floppy drive, and I've put in a IDE card. Tried to load the software after I put the IDE card in, which was advised by the tech support guy at the computer company that I bought it from. And they said that if that doesn't work, it's probably my motherboard, and I was trying to find out if there might be another solution to my problem.
Now your drives were IDE to begin with, right?
I'm sorry?
Your hard drives were IDE hard drives to begin with. You didn't change your controller card.
Let's go back.
Wait a
Let's
minute,
ask three
time.
questions. What computer is this?
It's a CompuAdd 38616
SX16?
SX, right?
All right.
So
I
it's
will
a
tell you right off the bat.
316S.
For example, I have a Dell 386SX16. I couldn't load Windows 3.1. I had to call Dell. They sent me a new BIOS chip. I put the new BIOS chip in. It took me, longer to take the screws out than it did to put it in, and it fixed everything. There are some SX16s that do not recognize some of the new programs.
Okay, I mean, I can't even transfer data now to a floppy disk.
Oh, you can't even copy.
Right.
Okay.
So it's something in my floppy drive.
Oh, I thought you said you couldn't load programs.
Hey, guys, let me do this. I
okay.
used to be a technician for CompuAdd.
All right.
They're answering it. Let me answer it for you.
Okay.
You got the 316S. You got do you have the rev of the motherboard that has the IDE right on the motherboard?
Right.
Okay. Did you disable the IDE?
Correct.
To where so you do know that your IDE card's sitting separate from the motherboard slot, correct?
Right.
Okay. Is it a real old 316S?
It's less than 3 years old, so.
It's less than 3 years. Okay. It should have the newer BIOS firmware on it. One of the items that Steve touched on is correct as far as there was some BIOS problems. The other problem with an integrated motherboard is if you have the IDE controller and everything built onto the motherboard, if you've taken a hit and actually have lost the IDE controller on the motherboard, look for other problems to be there also. So I don't understand why. Did you have to replace IDE, or was there just nothing spinning
No,
up?
the tech support guy at CompuAdd just that was one of his recommendations, was to first try a new floppy. I tried that. After I tried the new floppy and that didn't work, I put an IDE card in, hooked the floppy drive up to that.
What sort of error messages are you getting? Any?
Port retry.
Is it the same disk all the time? You trying different disk?
As far as the software?
The floppy, yeah.
That's different things. I mean, I can't transfer data and I can't load any new.
Well,
It could be something in the setup.
Okay,
in
the
the
good-
CMOS setup.
Yeah, the good news is, well, I mean, if worse comes to worse, you can buy a new motherboard now for an SX, 20 or 25 for $85, and replace it and probably fix all your problems as far as
Can you tell me where I might be able to buy one for that?
Yeah.
hobby computer,
Abus Computers.
Abus Computers,
Shameless plug, 862-2247.
or Hobby Computers. They've been on the show before, how to upgrade your PCs and things like that. All right?
All right, thank you.
Hey,
very
thanks a
much.
lot.
Bye-bye.
All right. We have Diane. Do you have a question?
Yes, I have a 48650 and I have Windows, Norton Desktop for Windows, and 123 for Windows on there.
All right.
And just a couple weeks ago, I upgraded from DOS 5.0 to DOS 6.0, and I used double space,
Right.
running into some problems. And is there any way to decompress the compressed drive?
Did you follow the first instruction on double space, back up your hard drive?
Yes,
Okay, boot off of a DOS 5 boot disk, format the drive, and restore it back down.
Another option would be to buy the new Stacker 3.1. How much is it? I mean, it's not very...
It doesn't uncompress. I don't
No,
think-
no, I'm saying it might fix some of the problems.
Well, but yeah, she's asking how to uncompress,
Yeah,
though.
but if you want to try to fix the problems, you may want to think about the new Stacker 3.1, and that actually, I mean,
That loads on top of the double space.
But doesn't it fix some of the problems or not? I mean, I
Well,
loaded it up.
I
It
mean,
seemed to make it a lot
it's
easier.
not going to fix anything that's broken. If you've got lost clusters,
Yeah. I
two
think
files that are cross-referenced, it's not going to fix that. As a
Right.
matter of fact, you need to clean that up before you load the Stacker 3.1
I'd recommend
on top.
restoring your hard drive.
Okay.
Make it right, and then go in there and unfragment it. What do you have? You said you do have Norton.
Yes, I have Norton.
All right. You may want to try
Which
to
version? 7.0?
Norton Desktop
no desktop.
Desktop, okay, I'm sorry.
or something.
And try to fix your hard drive and then double space it if you want to do it, or buy Stacker, one or the other. Now Stacker's got a lot better than, I mean, we used to slam Stacker all the time, but it's got a lot better in the last couple of upgrades. So it's come a long ways, and it's a lot cleaner, a lot faster, and a lot easier to use all the time. All right?
All right, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you.
All right. We have Miss Monahan on. Miss Monahan?
Yes.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. But first, I'd like to make a comment.
right.
James, nice-looking suit. Like that.
It is nice, isn't it?
Thank you, Jolyn.
You're welcome. I have a question.
You know him or something?
Yeah.
Oh. Is this one of your fans? You already have a fan club?
Well, I sent in for an 8x10, but I never got it.
I've been doing this show for 3 years, and I don't even have a fan club.
I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm getting married this June, and when I went to the bridal show, they gave me a bunch of freebies and a bunch of flyers saying all the stuff they could do for me. One of them was they could engrave all of my wedding invitations. Well, if I create a database on my Windows 3.1, I can do my own envelopes. Do I need to buy a special program to put in there so that I can have really nice-looking engraved envelopes? It looks like I paid a fortune for them, but I didn't.
No. I mean, what you need to do is, if you're using Windows, they have what they call TrueType fonts. And there's plenty of collections of TrueType fonts, and even with the type styles that you often find at engravers. And you can pick those up very inexpensively, maybe a set of 100 different typefaces for as little as $29.
And then when I do my database and I print out my envelopes, it'll look like they were engraved. Is that what the engravers do?
Right, as long as you can use that font, you can do that. Engravers do something else, and the process that they use is different. So you're not going to get the same embossed look as you're going to get if you send it to an engraver. But if you're just looking for the type style and it looks fancy and distinctive, you'll get that. But it'll still look like it was printed off of a laser printer.
Well, I have a problem with, I've got Windows 3.1, and it gives me a list of all these different fonts that I can use, but when I try and print them, it looks like Chinese or Arabic.
Well, is it a LaserJet?
Yeah, I've got a LaserJet printer.
She's using an Oki 400. I know your equipment.
I've got an Oki 400.
The thing that you need to look at, one of the things, Joel, and you're asking about, if you're talking about the raised engraved, No, the laser printer can't make the printing raise up on you. Okay, there's no way that I know of to do that.
Okay.
Because it's going to be flat. The print itself will look nice, and you can use a true type in your script front run or whatever. There's 14 callers, ladies and gentlemen. Please be patient. We'll be with all of you. And you know, under the true type, we can set all that up as long as you use that HP driver. You don't have a problem.
Okay, well,
right,
I'm going to just count on you to set it all up for me.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jolan.
Just call James.
Another shameless plug.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, Donald, do you have a question? Donald?
Donald,
Hello?
going once.
Is there anyone there? Donald? Well,
A vapor call.
we'll go to line 2.
Vaporware question.
Tom, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking my call.
Hey, no problem.
The question I have, is there a command I can put in my auto exec bat that would put me, engage the caps lock whenever I boot my computer?
I know there was a program in PC Magazine for it.
Caps on.
And, yeah, is
It's
it
called Caps On.
Yeah, is it a...
PC Mag has it on CompuServe. If you look at your CMOS setting on your motherboard, sometimes you can turn on the num lock or the caps lock there also.
Right.
It depends on which system you have, though.
But there are public domain programs out there, but I know for a fact that I have one that I downloaded from ZipNet.
Yeah.
Do you ever call CompuServe?
No.
Okay.
How about HAL PC?
There might be something available through HAL PC. Are you a member of HAL PC?
Well, I have, I didn't get the question.
Oh, HAL PC. Do you know HAL? You know what HAL PC? I'll hold up the book here. This is HAL PC.
Oh.
It's the Houston Area League of PC Users. It's like, if not the largest, the second largest users group in the world. There's like over 10,000 members, but they have a public domain library that you can call on the bulletin board if you have a modem, or you can go over there. It's on Post Oak, and they have a billion different programs that you can go over there. And the discs are what, like $3 or something like that. They have a bajillion public domain programs. I'll look. What we'll do is
wait a minute. How many zeros are in a bajillion?
A bajillion. What I'll do is
Billions.
I'll find the phone number. While we're answering questions, we go to a break. I'll find the phone number and I'll give you the phone number so you can call and find out becoming a member. It's like $25. $25 a year. You get this great book, and they have meetings every first Tuesday of every month down at the George R. Brown Convention Center.
Aren't they meeting right now?
Well,
Even
there's
as we speak?
There's some sort of a Microsoft
special
meeting tonight, some sort of a seminar and all kinds of new things.
Now,
but there's a...
Talk about SIGs.
And there's SIGs, there's special interest groups, that's SIG, special interest groups on just about everything. Databases, CAD, spreadsheets, programming, you name it.
Windows.
It's a great thing. It's well worth the $25 a year. There's also, that's called HOG. It's for the Macintosh. It's HA, it's a Houston area Apple users group. So anyone out there that hasn't, this is their newsletter is called the Apple Barrel. And I think it's $35 a year for the first year. So I think that HAL PC would be the best way to find that.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Okay.
And I'll get the phone number and I'll say it on the air in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think the program name's called Caps On.
Okay. Okay, Trevor, do you have a question?
Yes, I was wondering if you know of any systems that are available that integrate a computer, printer, and a cellular phone in one package that would be in some sort of a briefcase type carry.
Yes.
Yes, there are. I know, what is it? Like
Motorola has one that'll plug into your existing Motorola phone on the base. There's the Office, or what's it called, Porta Office. That's aluminum. Oh, it's good looking too. It's an aluminum style briefcase that holds a notebook, a Canon bar printer, that straight printer, a cellular modem, and cellular hookup to your phone, and it's like everything in one little spot. It's a nice little unit. It's not cheap though.
But there's magazines, portable office,
right?
And you can see those at the bookstore,
Bookstop,
or any place where they sell magazines, and look at that, and you get an idea of what's out, because every month they've got new technology and new things coming out, especially that will integrate cellular communication. And also they're doing some things with some of the new wireless as well.
Right. Yeah, there's probably, I know three different magazines. There's PC Laptop, PC Portable Computing, and what was it, the other one you
Mobile
used?
Office.
Mobile
Mobile
Office.
Office.
Between the three of them, I just bought 2 of those last night at Bookstop, and they had, every month there's new fun stuff that's in there for Connect. There's actually one called, I think there's one called Cellular PC or something like that. There's some magazine that actually combines the 2 technologies. All right?
Okay, thanks.
Hey, thanks for calling.
One of the neat things that you should look for is, Harvey mentioned it, is to look at the sub-notebooks and the wireless stuff, because that's going to be the new technology. They're going to get away from cellular and go to this complete wireless internet.
We did
I
a
mean, it
show
looks
on that
nice, yeah.
last year and last season,
Right.
and they use what they call a modem, which is a portable modem which runs on batteries. So essentially, it's a cellular modem, runs off of a satellite,
Right.
and you can receive and transmit from, let's say, a small portable HP 95 or HP 100 computer, which fits in your pocket. On the show when we did it, actually we sent a message without being hooked up to any phone lines. We sent a message to Steve Jobs, and he wrote back to us.
Yeah, he was in Cupertino, California, and he said something, I have a great show, or what do you guys
Right,
do
he was
in there?
coming out with the next step software,
Right.
and that was making its debut then. So
Right.
that'd be something to look for if you're interested in mobile computing.
There's also all kinds of great things. I know there's that little Motorola Embark system too that actually you can not only hook up to your little computer, but you can, I mean your little Palm Top, but you can also hook it up to your regular computer through a serial port, and it goes to the little PC MCI cards that go in the side of your little notebooks and things, and there's all kinds of great stuff you can do with those things. But anyway, I think we have to take a break now. We have to take a break? Okay, stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Last one I have is Trevor.
He protects all living things in the forest. But he can't do it alone. Please don't play with matches. Put out your campfires. And never, ever forget the words of Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
There are countries where bread is scarce, but this is America. Countries where electricity is rare, but this is America. Countries where infant mortality is a problem, but this is America. Here, it's a crisis. Every 13 minutes, another infant dies. But we can help prevent many of those deaths with prenatal care from programs like Healthy Start. Find out what you can do. Why? Because this is America.
Remember how good it felt the first time you gave 5? Well, now there's another way to give 5. Set a goal to give more, 5 hours a week and 5% of your income to the causes you care about. It'll make you feel like a winner every day of your life. So give more. Give 5.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show, and my name is Steve Reeves. This is a live show. It's September 14th. It's Tuesday, and we're taking calls. This is our generic help show. We've got, our phone number is 861-6283, 861-6283. And we've got all kinds of great fun stuff to talk about, but we've got 1 billion phone calls. I can't believe how many people are calling. And this is the first show of the new season. People must have been sitting home just waiting for us to get back on the air. So I guess this is a great sign that everybody just loves
We got the spillover from Chevy Chase.
That's
I know
what it
that.
is, yeah.
All
Or
you callers, your check will be in the mail.
Yeah. One thing we do want to talk about, we've got a bunch of callers, but we've got all kinds of things to show, so we just kind of breeze through some of this stuff. OS2, we talked about this just a few seconds, but this is the new 2.1 version. This is also, it's sort of a new Windows interface, but it works. You can actually load it and you can still run DOS programs and Windows programs.
It's a graphical operating system.
For the time being. I think what's going on with this, there's some contract that runs out tomorrow night at midnight that IBM no longer can use Windows or no longer has the interface to Windows or the trade secrets or something like that. Source code. So there may be some, this may be the last version that works with Windows unless they figure out some sort of a new contract.
Well, the new Windows, when new Windows programs come out, IBM will no longer be able to use that, so they'll have to either white room or reverse engineer what comes in.
Yeah, whatever you just said, yeah.
White Room.
What?
I like that,
But,
Harvey.
But it's a pretty
Yeah.
good program. It takes a long time to load up because there's a lot of disks, but it's pretty easy to use. I mean, if you know how to use Windows, you can hop on this and in no time be working in OS2. But it's a pretty good program. I really have no problems with it yet. And it does support, right out of the box, most CD players. So I wouldn't have to redo or buy cards or anything if I would have just loaded this up and not NT.
We have to remember that HAL PC number.
Yeah. Oh, HAL.
Hand me the magazine.
Yeah. Harvey's in charge of finding the HAL PC number.
One other thing on the OS 2 is it has the dual boot. Okay, so
Right.
you can keep your old DOS and Windows environment while you're doing a migration,
Right.
and you can go either route on the same machine, and that's a
Right.
nice little feature.
Right. Another fun thing that we want to talk about, we'll mention this fun little thing. Fun new hardware. The computers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is the Gateway,
Tracy Gully, Dick
Gateway
Tracy.
2000 handbook. This is the 286 version, CGA, 1 megabyte of memory, 40 meg hard drive. It's got a serial port, a parallel port in the back. I mean, a keyboard that you can actually type on. Really great. They just announced a new version, a 46 version, same exact footprint, this small. 46, 120, 130 meg hard drive, 4 megs of RAM, 486, VGA with Windows, a built-in mouse, a PCMCI card in the side, slot in the side, and it's like $14.95 or $19.95 depending on what configuration you get. Unbelievable. Look at how little this thing is. This, like I said, this is a 286 version, but it works. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay, for those people who want to call
Okay.
HAL PC to join, you can call them at 963-4151. 963-4151.
All right? And I also have the HOG number, the Apple users group. That's 522-2179. It's 522-2179. And that's the HOG. That's the Houston area users group for Apple users group. All right? So now we are a plethora of information, aren't we?
Answer.
There's also books that are available. We've got all kinds of books. OS2 books on the OS2. We've got, these are some new magazines that I've seen. New Media on multimedia. This is a great magazine. It's got all kinds of great things on multimedia. Ways to find information. Windows magazines. There's Windows. There's also Windows Source magazine. We're just trying to help all our viewers to know how to find things. CD-ROM World, so you can find out what's going on. PC Week. We've got books, magazines. We've got everything. Anyways, you better take some more callers. All right, we've got Richard. Do you have a question?
Yeah. I have a problem calling one of the local bulletin boards.
All right.
I can call almost any of them that I've tried with no problem, but one of them that I call, I always get line noise whenever I call it. And I've talked with them, and they said that they've had their lines checked, that I should contact the phone company and have my line checked. I've called them, and they told me that if I can talk on the line and not hear any noise, that I don't have line noise, but I always run it.
All right. James knows the answer.
Unfortunately, I do some wide area networks where I have to hook up over phones. If you're not paying for a data-only line, the only thing that Southwestern Bell or any of the other local carriers will warranty is voice calls. And if you can't hear noise, then they say that that's okay. What you may want to try is just backing down your modem speed. If you're running at 14.4 and you got it cranked up or at 19.2, back it back down to 9600 and see how she handles then.
What speed are you running at it right now?
2400.
2400 bucks?
Oh, you're at 24 and you're still getting line noise? Chances are on the other side, one of the two sides is just not transmitting well. You shouldn't be getting much line noise on a 24.
I have two lines at my house, a work line and a home line. And there's one, my work line, I cannot call half the bulletin boards. Unexplainable, same exact thing. So I just switched to the other line and I can call any bulletin
I did
board.
that too, and I get the same noise on that, same.
But you can call Southwestern Bell, and they'll come out and check your line and,
Well, they told me
clean
that.
it up if they can.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you on that. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, you stumped us. All right, you win the prize.
Have you tried, do you have access to another 2400 baud modem that you could change up?
Yeah.
Try switching out the modems with a different make of modem and see if the send signal would be better.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Thanks for calling. Mike, do you have a question?
That's a crazy one, but
Oh, great. We like that.
great program.
Oh, thanks.
Where can can I get a DVORAK keyboard for my
Vorak
PC and also a typing tutor?
Go ahead.
You can get them through most resellers. They're usually a special order item. A lot of people don't carry them on stock, but I know
a place that you can, I mean, I've seen them in computer, what's that big, Computer Shopper. That big, huge, thick thing they sell at like Bookstop and different places like that, grocery stores. There's
Takes
like
half a forest to
yeah,
make.
they kill about a tree an issue, or I mean a tree a book. But in there they have different vendors that actually will send. I mean they've got every kind of peripheral available known to man. I'd suggest calling one of those places in there.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, we have one more caller here. We have Randy. Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I'm interested. I'm using DOS 5 right now on a 386 DX40 running at 33 meg. I'm interested in a new operating system. Most of the problems I have heard about Windows, and all my programming is currently DOS, most of the problems I've heard about implementing DOS programs on Windows is that if it crashes, it brings the whole system down, where OS2 is not supposed to do that. I wonder if you could speak to that question, and if you could also talk about hardware requirements, i.e. memory, hard disk drive space, those kinds of things, and I'll hang up. Thanks.
All right,
Thank you for calling.
Harvey, do you want to answer that?
Go, Harvey.
Okay, well, if you've got it, I mean, Windows 3.0 was notoriously unstable. And if you had something crash, you get what they call a UAE, or an unrecoverable application error, and the whole thing would come tumbling down. Now, if any application, be it Windows or DOS in Windows 3.1, were to crash, it'll hang up. You can hit Control Alt Delete, and Windows will just close that piece more often than not. Now there are times, and I've seen it, I'm sure a lot of people have, when you get a message that says, warning, your system has become unstable, save everything and hope for the best, and that happens. Now, OS2 works a little bit differently because it's true multitasking. Windows 3.1 is what they call task switching. So what it does is the processor processes continually, and it looks at one application and goes away from it and goes to another. OS2 actually processes each application separately. So if one crashes, then it'll crash on its own but won't affect your other sessions. The rest of the question was on hardware and software, hardware requirements for OS2.
Well, we'll just pretend it is and say it is.
Okay, well, let's say you need probably at least 100 meg hard drive, or 100 megs of space, just to load the thing on it, and then have.
Let's read it right here on this box.
Okay.
It says 386SX compatible.
Okay.
I recommend a 486.
Right. 4 megs minimum of RAM.
Better have 8.
Go 8.
IBM recommends 6.6 megabytes or greater. It says here. This is also a key point that I didn't bring up. 1.4 3.5-inch diskette drive, which is designated as A drive. Right. It won't work if it's your B drive. You have to redo or unswitch it. On mine, what I happened to do was I went into the CMOS setup and changed it so that my other drive, I could do that in my computer, so I could do that. But I switched from my external drive to A, because it happened to be a laptop, external to A and internal to B, so it worked out that way. And a mouse, and then this is an upgrade version, so I had to have a previously installed version of DOS on here, on my computer, but that's pretty much it. The one that I have actually has 8 megs of RAM, and I think it does make a difference. The more RAM, the better when you're using any kind of multitasking, multi-user system, or any kind of windowing system, graphics windows.
Wouldn't you say, though, for most people in the mainstream, you're not really going to need an OS2 or Windows NT unless you're going to be doing some specific types of tasks. For most people, can do fine with just Windows.
With DOS.
And unless they're looking for the specialized 32-bit applications, because they need it for one purpose or another, there's no particular reason for them to want to migrate into the higher end.
Right.
Oh, I differ. I have to do this.
Oh,
You said
no.
you were a DOS guy, so I'm going to give you one of the greatest tricks inside OS 2.1 that nobody else can do, and that's open up different versions of DOS into a window. That means DOS 3.3, DOS 4.0, and DOS 5.0 all running at the same time. And if you're doing a lot of DOS application work underneath that, that is a real nice feature to have underneath OS.
But a normal person probably would never do that.
Okay.
Not that you're abnormal.
I guess I'm abnormal then, because I would do that.
Kids, don't try that at home.
Okay, let's go to the next caller here. We have Howard. Do you have a question?
Yes.
All right.
I'm considering buying a CD-ROM,
All right.
and I see them advertised anywhere in price from $300 to $1,200, $1,300 and such. What is the difference in the pricing, and what is
about $900?
Right?
No.
We like story problems.
No. Okay. Here's the differences. A lot of the differences are in double speed
Right.
or double spin.
I would say
multi-spin.
mostly
Multi-spin.
your speed and access time.
Right. And there is differences now. The older ones, like some of those, what's it called, Mitsuma.
Well,
The
okay.
inexpensive, like the Tandys and some of those other ones, they're the ones that are like $149, $199, but they're slower than beans. And they're not actually MPC compatible, which means they're not, if you're trying to do video for Windows or any kind of WAV files, they're just way too slow. But the newer, the ones that are, $300, some of the...
Well, the ones for $300 will do
They're good.
an adequate job.
Right.
But the new technology is going to the multi-spin,
Right.
which doubles the speed of the drive, so it goes faster and gets much better access
Right.
time.
I just installed one of the Omni CDs from Creative Labs, the Sound Blaster people. I couldn't believe the difference. I used to be using just a regular one, and I couldn't believe the difference in the access time and running things like video for Windows and those kind of programs. So if you can afford it, it pays to buy one of the double spins or multi-spins, or everybody has a new word for it.
But again, the question is,
But-
what are you going to
Right.
use your CD for? If you're, for example,
Just accessing things.
in business or an attorney and want to access text on CD-ROM for like tax code or law or medical issues or something of that nature, then the slower speed is perfectly adequate.
Right.
And you probably won't notice a whole lot of difference between the slower ones and the faster ones that would justify the price differential. But when you get into the graphical
Multimedia,
areas, right,
things like
video, multimedia, then you will absolutely notice that difference. So
Right.
depending on the use you're going to put to it, that'll depend on how much you want to spend.
Also some games like
Seventh
Guest
Guest.
and some of those new games that are coming on CDs. You need a fast one or it's real slow or it won't even work.
Well, it breaks up.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll, well, we have that problem here too sometimes, but Harvey does. But it really does make a difference on some graphics and multimedia and things like that. But that's why the difference in price. Does that answer your question?
In summary.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot.
In
Okay.
summary, some things to look for, caller. MPC 2 compliance is the latest one. You want at least MPC, multi-photo session, Kodak, and,
Right.
and the multi-spin if you can afford it.
Right.
That just wraps it up.
But,
I was taking
but
notes of
if
what
they
y'all
need
were
all that
saying.
fun- if they need all
Yeah.
that fun stuff. All right, we have Mike. Do you have a question?
Yes, good evening. My question is not much technical. It's about computer market in Houston area, particularly for small businesses, as far as software or hardware or services.
All right.
Okay.
You want to know what the market is in Houston?
How is the market?
Well,
I booked 4 weeks in advance as a general rule, and that's what I primarily do is I'm a network technician. And there's plenty of work out there.
it seems to be
I don't know what
picking
you're
up.
asking.
It's there was kind of a slow time in the summer, but it seems to be picking up. But it's I mean, I sell CAD software, and we seem to be pretty busy again right now. But it was kind of dead there for a while in the summertime. I don't know if it's the economy, the new president. I don't know what it is, the oil, or combination of all of them. But it seems to be picking up right now.
I don't know. I don't sell software, but
Right.
I was in
But
the
you're a
I
lawyer.
was in the computer store. And there seemed to be a number of people there. So
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, thanks. All right, we have Jack. Do you have a question?
Yes, I've got a
5.0 DOS installed on my hard drive.
All right.
Want to upgrade to 6. Do I need to be concerned about losing any of the data that I have on any, like 123 or Quicken?
Back it up first.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
would.
gonna-
You shouldn't lose anything, but I'd recommend backing it up.
Okay, back it up on the disk.
Right.
Is he going to double space? Are you going to
I
double
don't.
space?
I'm afraid to try to use that.
Don't.
I've heard about it.
Don't. Please, I beg you, okay?
As they say in the movie, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Well, I'm usually afraid when I try to do things like this because I can crash things that nobody else can.
Do you complete backup of the hard drive and then just go for it? It's real easy and you won't lose any data. The only thing it's basically going to modify is the command.com file and then your DOS directory where it'll delete the old DOS and put the new one on it. That's basically what's going to happen.
Back up the important things.
Right.
Yeah, back up all your
Well, you should
data
do that
stuff and so
anyway.
forth. You need to do that, period.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. All right. Mike, do you have a question?
Yes, I'm
There's a
having
lot of mics tonight.
Me?
Go ahead.
I'm having problems with a tape backup that I just installed, and I'm trying to get it to format a new blank tape. And it's a Summit SE120 using a DC2120 tape, and it comes up and it appears to have formatted it after several tries, and it always comes up and certifies with bad tracks. The only thing I can come up with in any of the manuals is that either the drive needs cleaning or I haven't grounded it properly. Any suggestions?
Check your cable connections, too.
Is it brand new?
Yes, brand new.
All right.
Have you tried calling their tech support?
Well, I just happened to see your show on. All their tech support's all closed at this hour.
Okay, I got a couple of questions for you. What IRQ are you running it
I was gonna
at?
say it might be a conflict.
Excuse me?
What IRQ did you set it up at?
I didn't actually have to set it up. The central point backup that came with it said it found it.
Okay, but is this one of the ones that hangs off of the IDE controller off the hard drive side, or is it hang off the floppy?
Off the floppy.
Off the floppy?
Right.
Okay, and the central point did find it. Did it have any Summit diagnostics?
No.
No? Okay, under central point, are you running at high speed or low speed?
I don't think I've gotten that far.
Okay, when you ran it, central point, when you do backup, it tests, okay?
Tell them to call you tomorrow.
Call me tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're going to have to kind of wrap it up here.
862-2247. My name is James. Catch me in the morning and I'll talk you through
Can
it.
you do that? Get that number again. Say it again.
862-2247.
All right?
All right.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to have to wrap it up here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry we ran
That's
out of
what
time.
that figure was for.
I was telling them to
Well,
wrap it up.
I
All right,
can
I just
tell.
want to say real fast, I want to thank Harvey and James for doing the show. My name's Steve Reeves. Next week's show is with Graham. We're going to be doing Visual Basic programming, things like that. 28th will be networking. October 12th, we don't have a show the first Tuesday of every month. I don't know why. It's unexplainable. Anyways, October 12th, we're doing one on virtual reality. October 19th, we're doing one on games. And then we're going to be doing some shows on Networld and things like that. But anyways, we have to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.